afternoon. You're watching Markets at Noon on ET Now with me, Vinny Motiwal. Along with me is Ajay Sharma as well. Ajay, very good afternoon to you as well. Markets holding on to the green over there. So yes, not a bad day coming in on the T Street. But let's get started with one of these important earnings that have come out as Bank of India. And to talk about the numbers, when you look at it, we've seen a surge coming in, an improvement coming in actually in terms of their overall asset quality for the company. Profits have surged by 52% as well this year on a year-on-year basis. To talk more about their numbers, we are joined by Rajneesh, the MD and CEO at the company. Thank you so much, Mr. Karnatak, for joining with us this afternoon on ET Now. And I want to start by talking about, earlier you had stated that the PPOP guidance that we were targeting, the company was targeting, was at around 30% YOY. Given the increase now in the expenses, would you still reiterate the same guidance for the company? And do you see, or maybe some pressure is something that we could expect?
So the guidance would remain the same. The basic reason for the reduction in profit at this time is, a significant reason was that we are shifting to the new tax regime. So had we not shifted to the new tax regime, our profit would have been 2,150 to be exact. So however, we showed it below 1,500 crores. So once we are shifted to this new tax regime from December quarter onwards, the tax liability will be only 25% instead of 35%. So the guidance would continue on the profitability side, as has been said earlier.
Right. So your Kasa currently is hovering around the 43% mark, which we believe is much above the industry standards. Are we seeing it in second quarter right now, in fact? Going forward, are there strategies that you are undertaking that Kasa will remain strong even from here on?
Yeah, so our Kasa is at 43% plus as on 30th September. The year-on-year growth has been 6%. So if you see the numbers of some of the other banks, the growth has not been that much in the YOY growth also in the Kasa. So we have been able to improve it by 6%, number one. And the incremental in absolute numbers, it is more than 14,000 crores in absolute numbers in the growth of Kasa. So that is another point. As regards lot of strategy which is there, so yes, we have many strategies there. So we have a very strong branch franchise of around 5,100 plus branches. And apart from that, we have our ATMs and CRMs which are 8,000 plus. There are BCs for our rural and semi-urban branches which are 18,000 plus. So altogether the franchise which is there for Bank of India will help us improving the Kasa. This is one part. On the second part is that lot of initiatives we have taken for improvement in customer service. That is the second part. The third part being that lot of tie-ups we are doing for increasing our Kasa. The tie-ups are there for large corporates and others, where we are giving lot of tie-ups with respect to their salary accounts, tie-up with respect to their collection accounts. All these things combined together for the saving and current account will help improve the Kasa, not only in percentage terms, but also in the absolute numbers also, in the ensuing 2 quarters of December and March.
Right. So also, in terms of asset quality, that has remained strong during the quarter while the credit cost has come down. Now, can we expect this trend to continue? And also, what about the trends in terms of slippages going forward?
Yeah, so as far as the asset quality is concerned, two things I would like to state here broadly. One is the SMA number. So our SMA number above 5 crore portfolio, which was 14,000 crore plus as on June 23, has come down at around 5,700 crores only as on September. So this number is only 1.24% of our total standard book. And if you see the SMA 2 book, out of that, it is only 0.24% of the total SMA book above 5 crores. So significantly, we have been able to address these SMA numbers. And the reduction in numbers is on account of, number one, we have started the e-nudge mandates for our retail customers. So they have got onboarded on the e-nudge and the installments are coming directly through the nudge mandate. Number one. Number two is we have started the zonal collection centers in our 69 zonal offices, wherein our staff is moving to the branches and also meeting and talking to the customers which are SMA 0, 1 and 2, thereby enabling the numbers of SMA coming down significantly during this quarter, if you see sequentially. That is one part. The other part is that our gross and net NPA, as you see, have come down significantly on a year-on-year basis. Our PCR has also touched nearing to 90% now. And for the guidance as far as the credit cost and the slippage is concerned, slippage percentage is concerned, definitely it will be further improved in December and March quarter. And it has already improved significantly, I would say, on a year-on-year basis.
Okay, your retail loan book grew strongly by almost 14% this year, but the corporate loan book growth was still lagging somewhere at around the 7% mark. Is this shift intentional, and what's the growth rate and mix which you expect going forward?
Yeah, so the guidance what we have given for our total loan book is that 55% of the loan book will be RAM book and 45% will be the corporate book. So we are at that number already. So whatever the growth happens, as you rightly said, in the ensuing 2 quarters of December and March will be parallelly there in both the RAM and the corporate book. So whatever the targets we have given and the guidance we have given for the credit growth of 11 to 12%, we will be maintaining it, and it will be spread across the RAM sector, which is agriculture, retail and MSME. Retail book, as you rightly said, has grown much faster. Retail we have grown on a year-on-year basis at 14%, agriculture has grown at 10% plus, MSME has grown at 10% plus. Corporate sector, though it is at single digit at 6 to 7%, but we are very much cognizant of the fact that the margins have to be protected in the corporate book also. So we have left some of the deals wherein the margins were very fine, the rate of interest was quite less. So we are very much taking care that the margins are protected. As far as the NIM is concerned, which will take overall take care of the NIMs also, all these things. So as I said earlier also, we have given a guidance that we will protect our NIMs. So 3.03 was our NIM as on June 23, which has now improved to 3.08% on a global basis. So for the guidance of March 24 and for December 23 also, we are saying the same thing, that will protect the margins. So while protect the margins, definitely there will be some issues with the corporate credit growth, but definitely the protection of the margin is something which is very important.
Thank you so much, sir, for joining in with us this afternoon on ET Now and giving us an understanding in terms of the bank's operations going forward as well. That was the management of Bank of India for you all on the show.